Hi, everybody. Bill Doolittle here for Insider Louisville with the Inside the Kentucky Derby report. And that's been brought to us all along here, the series by Wellspring Derby Preview Party. And we had the Derby Preview Party this week, a benefit for Wellspring, which is mental health recovery. And it was a grand event at Churchill Downs. Yes, they did let me go up there on Millionaires Row. And John Asher was the host. It was really a lot of fun. We had a lot of guests. The place was full, packed. Looked like Derby Day in there. Music by the really nice group Appalachian. And raised some money, had a good time, and a lot of Derby talk. And that's what we're going to get to right now with the Inside the Kentucky Derby report. And it's an interesting time right now. We're getting into the last weekend before the Kentucky Derby. It's a critical time. There's no horse races this weekend, and so it's mostly just talk or getting out to the backside and seeing workouts. And what we've got a couple good workout videos for you we'll put into the program today, and I think they're kind of instructive. Maybe about two horses that we haven't really talked about much in this series. As you know, we've talked a lot about Classic Empire, who's the likely Derby favorite for the 2017 Kentucky Derby. We've talked a lot about Guinevere, who's been one of my favorite horses all along. And we've talked about Irish War Cry, and we've talked about Gormley a little bit, and we'll talk more about him today. And this is a workout that Mr. Gormley, his name is Gormley, who's the winner of the Santa Anita Derby. Now, he won the Santa Anita Derby 3 weeks ago. This last weekend, last Saturday, he worked at Santa Anita, and they covered the workout, TVG did, and it has a pretty good commentary with it. So, and we'll probably make a couple cuts in the middle, but it's pretty instructive. And this horse, Gormley, you talk about a horse looking like he's ready to run in the Kentucky Derby. Here he is.
There he is on track. I'll take a look at what you guys are looking at here as well. John Sheriffs is on the pony with a stablemate. Alex Solis is aboard the gray horse in front. That's the stablemate. And behind with that white blaze, that is Gormley. He's been out on the track for about 15 minutes, guys. He came out here just after the renovation break. They backed up, as is customary for the Sheriff's workers. They stood for quite some time, kind of took their time taking it all in. He was kind of out on his toes, prancing around just a little bit, but then did go ahead and calm down and relax. And you can see right here, he's got his neck bowed. He feels good. He does know that they are about to put in another work. I can tell you we have quite a few onlookers out here as well. Several media members here to watch the Santa Anita Derby winner work, and as is Wayne Hughes of Spendthrift Farm. It was announced last week that Spendthrift did purchase the breeding rights to Gormley, as he is a son of their Malibu Moon. And Malibu Moon's so successful at stud, they're looking to carry on that lineage with one of his sons, and Gormley seems like the right horse to do so. So he's had one work since the Santa Anita Derby. That was back on April the 15th. He went an easy 3/8 and 37-4. And as you can see here with company, we're probably expecting just a little bit more from him today from the Sheriff's team. I'm just going to keep an eye on him live with you as well. We'll see how far they are going to go and when the pony goes ahead and turns them both loose. Not sure if he's going to track off of horses. That's what they have been doing with him as of late. And there they go. So the gray is going to jump into the bit first. Gormley is going to sit behind. And this is what we saw from John Sheriffs in the training with this horse leading up to the Santa Anita Derby. Part of his problem was that he had been really jumping into the bit, getting a little bit too aggressive early in his races. And Sheriffs knew that if he was to progress down the classics through the spring, he needed to learn to relax. He needed to learn to rate, to come from off the pace, because that was his undoing when he dueled with American Anthem a couple starts back. He bounced to the moon off that race, finally got back to some good form as he came into the Santa Anita Derby with the new tactics. So they're going to continue to work on that here today. And the gray just kind of setting a nice even tempo as they come into the turn to come by us here in the stands. Everybody keeping their eyes on Gormley, and he's going to go ahead and inch a little bit closer to this workmate as they get closer to the quarter pole here. We'll see how they pick it up down the lane together in company. He's going to range up to the outside of his workmate right here and go right on to the inside. So there's some new schooling as well. They're going to teach Gormley something new each and every time he's out here in the mornings. Love that move. Slips to the inside under exercise rider Cisco. Goes right on by his company. They're going to lengthen stride. Both kind of push just a little bit, ears up as he hits the wire. And we'll hope for a nice, good, strong gallop out. And that is so far what you are seeing from Gormley here this morning. Guys, I love this because each and every time you see a work, it is intended to do something new. The intention today was to school, to come from off the pace, to slide to the inside. These lessons are very calculated in the mornings as we get closer to the first Saturday in May. All right, Gormley looked pretty good in his workout last Saturday. Now, this was a workout Monday at Churchill Downs, narrated by Joe Christofak. He's the track analyst handicapping analyst at Churchill Downs with the gravelly voice, but a lot of good things to say. And he's got his eye on a horse we haven't shown yet at all, named McCracken.
As you can see, McCracken getting ready for his work. Rider Brian Hernandez Jr. astride. McCracken definitely eager this morning as he was 2 mornings ago, a little bit more settled in his gallop yesterday, but he's made good appearances in every day that I've been here so far. And McCracken will have a target here. There is a horse about 5 or 6 lengths in front of him right now. And this is going to be a pretty serious work for McCracken. The workmate's about 7 to 8 lengths in front of McCracken at this point of the workout. McCracken cutting into that margin significantly there in the stretch and then galloping out far in front of the workmate there. Again, in the turn, the workmate was a good 8 to 10 lengths in front of McCracken. McCracken switching leads on cue and leveling off nicely in the stretch in that breeze. And once we get times for Local Hero, along with Henson Company and this work on McCracken, once we get those times, we will pass them along to you.
And as Joe mentioned, the workout's over. We're going around the turn, but this is a hard horse to pull up. This is a horse very eager to go, and you can see it the way he's galloping out on the backside, and the rider's just trying to ease him to a stop as best he can. And looks like McCracken might be ready to go in the Derby. Okay, well, there were some workouts today. It was pretty interesting to watch, and we've got most of the horses have arrived at Churchill Downs or are still nearby at Keeneland or in vans on the way. Gormley will arrive from California in the next couple of days in a big jet, and Always Dreaming is already on the grounds. Those are 2 of the horses we like. Guinevere is on the grounds. We like him. And Classic Empire, of course, he lives at Churchill Downs. That's his home barn. And another horse we really like is on a plane, maybe right now while we listen. He's flying from Dubai, and that's Thunder Snow, the winner of the UAE Derby. He'll take off from Dubai, fly to Cincinnati, to Europe, where they pick up and take off some horses, then on to Cincinnati. He'll get off the plane in Cincinnati and van down I-71 to Louisville. And of course, we'll be out there on I-71 laying down the palm fronds of the possible pick in the Derby. We'll not necessarily pick him. Maybe Always Dreaming, maybe Guinevere. We're just not going to say what we're going to do until after this weekend. And you can read all about it. We're going to switch from video back to the written word And you can read all about it, the Inside the Kentucky Derby report with Bill Doolittle in Insider Louisville next week, and it's going to be fun. So, and the Derby's going to be fun, and we think it might pay a lot. We might be some good prices, and we hope we have them. We'll look for you next time. Good luck. Thanks a lot.